All right. If you have any Seven Wonders Duel games that you would like me to look at, then please just send me a chat, just like Silent Protest did right here. So I'm not always analyzing games, but you send me a really good one, I'm gonna be looking at it. Just give me some time. Give me some time, and I'll eventually get to it. This was back in May, end of May, right? And I finally got to it today, July, but I'll get to them. So we are going to be looking at his gameplay, Silent Protest gameplay. But first, I want to make a move on my own to see right here and show you that I do play Agora and Pantheon together. It's just not my main. So um, they've got the gate. If they nope, they don't have any wonders that give coins, so gate is safe. That's my first thing I'm looking at. Next, I see my opponent's got two of those. I don't like that. I might just block this off. Yeah, I'm gonna recruit this senator for one coin. I can still have gate control. Ooh, ooh, okay. I'm gonna place a single influence cube over here to make it so they stop making everything so dang cheap. Of course, what else is left? Nothing really. I mean, if they make the brewery cheap, matter to me. Maybe I go for something new. Hmm. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to do much. Why haven't I activated this thing yet for military? I'm waiting. And also, I'm playing against somebody who's got two military and Minerva on their side. If I can get Minerva for me and then Steel Colossus, then sure. But um, just waiting on that. Maybe I try something new. I'm gonna try something new. I give up on the yellows. Ooh! All right, cool. That's fun. All right, that's where we're going with that. Pushing a little bit in military. Even though I don't have the Colossus or Statue of Zeus, I'm gonna get one of them. Preferably the Colossus. Oh boy, I'm running out of coins. I want Tanit. But as soon as they discard this one, which would be the smart move to do, then they're going to be able to grab Gate, and I have to grab Gate and then steal Colossus, if that's even an option. Alright, so now to the actual game. So you know that I'm able to analyze these games a little bit. Okay, so, alright. Let's go to the actual game that you all wanted to look at. Silent Protest versus Hassan. Silent Protest at this point 725 elo and Hassan Franson 689. Okay. Yeesh. All right. So Wonder Selection. I'm gonna guess them out here. I'm gonna guess that um the right move is Korea Julia. Hassan is starting this, so Hassan's gonna grab Korea Julia. Okay. Yep. I think it's a good move there. Right. Next move. They're going to place a conspiracy card on the top. I'm guessing Statue Zeus and Colossus taken by Silent Protest. That makes sense. The two military wonders, and then we got pyramids for the other side. Um, yep. Then Silent Protest taking Knossos, an S tier wonder in my book. They're probably going to place that Senate cube up with the extra turn senator. That's a pretty powerful one, right? Or maybe they're going to try to see something new. Oh, and then they could move it to the extra turn when they need to. But why not just go for the extra turn one immediately? Because, yeah, I just wonder why. Alright, maybe proximity to the extra turn is good, and they don't necessarily want to have an extra turn being the second player. Alright, Hassan's going to take an extra turn, and then the Great Library, because that is greater than the Great Lighthouse. So two dumb wonders, pyramids and the Great Lighthouse, on either side of each other. And that's just how things go. All right. So then Hassan gets to place the very first thing they're going to do is either place an influence cube or conspire. Maybe they took two from the top of the deck and they liked both of them. Maybe they want to go get a second look at that deck. They did put it back on the top of the deck, if I'm right, right? Yep, no, they put it on the bottom. Put the remaining conspiracy on the bottom of the deck. So that means that they're going for choosing conspiracy, and they went for an all-new set of two. So moving through the deck, they've already seen four of the different conspiracies. Putting that one, though, back on the top of the deck. Right, so chances of getting something to steal a wonder. What are the chances of that? It's going up. It's going up. It's definitely going up. Silent protests. Because of that, they're gonna get to place Raw potentially. Where are they gonna place Raw? Close to themselves. So not necessarily Raw, but likely if you're putting Raw or like a Egyptian mythological token and you don't have any extra turns, yeah, that's gonna be an Egyptian god that's Raw right there. All right, so a gray card taken by Hassan Franson, the Papyrus. Silent Protest going really hard in the points. Didn't reveal Tavern with that flip up. Two not so great cards revealed. That worked out, but Silent Protest really wanted to play in the light side of the political sphere, and the Hassan Franson, he's got going for senators that are um, giving the dark side of the force. They're giving the conspirators. So playing in the light and playing in the dark. Hassan going again for all-out resources. So gray cards. That'll make Korea Julia a little cheaper to get. Silent Protest builds the quarry for free. Didn't want to get the stone reserve. That is interesting. Probably didn't want to reveal a card. Right? And they don't have an issue with Statue of Zeus because they own Statue of Zeus right now. They're not going to have that card destroyed. Using Pharmacist to prepare the conspiracy, even though they have Korea Julia. I see that a lot. You have this cool ability where you can use an unprepared conspiracy, but you still prepare one anyways. That's kind of pretty cool. Like, use a card rather than spend 7 coins at this point is the cost for Korea Julia. But we're moving on. Silent Protest putting the Phoenician divinity close to their opponent. I'm guessing that's a 7 coin Astarte. We'll see in H2 what it is. Silent Protest revealing, though, a white. I'm guessing Hassan does not want Silent to take that. So going to just build that. Hassan builds it for 1 coin, and that is going to put probably, all right, they want to fight in the, don't want their opponent to get 1 coin for building a wonder. That is interesting. Okay, is that a powerful one? It's not many coins. Well, like 7 wonders are going to be built, so age 1 gives you 7 coins at most, age 2, 14 coins at most. Maybe. Maybe build them all on age 3. Silent, go grabbing some coins. You see this a lot in Agora and Pantheon combined. Science just takes a nosedive in its power level. It's just not that great. Hassan discarding the Mesopotamian, or discarding card for only 2 coins, and they're able to get a science mythology token, the Mesopotamian gods. And the thing is, they probably end up putting it close to their opponent because you think about the different science ones. You got Anki providing that progress token. That's probably not there. I'm thinking Nisaba or Law Ishtar is down there. Now, Silent going to be able to take a conspiracy. I think if you can take a conspiracy for free in age 1, that tends to be the way that Silent likes to play. There's not really a single, like maybe the +2 blue, they might have chosen to place a cube. But they chose conspiracy, and then they put it face down. The remaining one goes to the bottom of the deck. So they have seen the one on the top of the deck that Hassan laid out for them, and they've seen another one. Right. Hassan going to go deeper into all the resources that Silent does not have. But now Silent can grab the wood reserve. So 2 yellow cards. The yellow cards are very powerful in H1. 2-0 for Hassan. So getting a lot of coins that will be useful later on. Hassan going just a raw resource strategy rather than going for something that would get them maybe a little more or goodness with coins, because there's a lot of things you can get with coins. Gods, senators, but raw resources get you everything else. So got to choose a divinity. They're going to put a Greek one. Greeks are not that great. They're probably going to put them close to Hassan, I would imagine. Um, yeah, all of them are not that great. Wait, they put it close to themselves. That is very interesting. So what? They're going to make what's the next best god after Ra? So clearly Ra's not in there because they're not afraid. Next best god after Ra would be Neptune, and they don't care about the chance of Hassan getting Neptune. That will be interesting. Maybe so many conspiracies have been taken and not so much cubes have been placed out, so the thought is it's not going to end in a Senate. But anything can happen. Anything can happen. One of those conspiracies could be the one that lays out a Senate cube and destroys a Senate cube and then moves a Senate cube. All right, Hassan needs coins. They're discarding. Nobody really ever grabs red. They either discard or you see what Silent did. He just used it for to prepare foreclosure. Alrighty. Um, you probably want to get foreclosure done early. Hassan going to build the clay pit for 1 coin. Silent triggering the conspiracy for foreclosure immediately. What would they take? Are they going for a straight up monopoly? I think they need gray resources. They don't want Courier Julia to be built immediately right now. Um, so taking probably Papyrus, because that's used for Appian Way as well. Is that going to make it so they can't build any of their wonders? They could still build Curia Julia, but they want the stone pit. And if they build the stone pit, Curia Julia is out of there. Silent. Oh no, silence. It's Silent's turn. They make it so Curia Julia is not even able to be built because they get basically 2 turns. They get the foreclosure move because they prepared it, and then they get the actual turn. Easy to forget that just activating a conspiracy is not your full turn. All right, so the last of the tokens, Roman, and they're going to put that close to their opponent so that they can get the gate for cheap. Now the tavern is revealed. You generally like to go for the tavern, but if you're Silent, maybe you're thinking, okay, I could really save myself. I'm winning in points right now. I could just lock up the middle Senate chambers, number 3 and 4, which are the highest point ones, so that's 6 point jump right there. So that makes Silent winning in points. But maybe they want the tavern. If I were them, I don't want my opponent to have any coins the rest of the game, and I end up giving up. I would not take the tavern, or I would take the tavern. But let's see what they end up doing. Yeah, yeah, it's very exciting to get a jump of 6 points. Also to see what that middle one is. But do you want to see what that middle one is so early? What if it's the military one? About to find out. Oh, they put it there first so that they could move it, so they wouldn't be able to need to go first. Because if they were winning in military, yikes, then they definitely are not going first in the next stage. All right, so he does that 6 point jump, taking the middle 2, and bonuses for any taking of yellows. That worked out because there's 2 yellows left in age 1. Hassan using political maneuver immediately, probably going to destroy the benefit of taking yellow, getting the coins. Oh, and they're going to get the benefit now. Boom, boom. Um, are they going to use the movement? So they gain control of Senate Chamber 4, which has the um, coins for each yellow card. They chose not to move an influence cube. They're happy with where it's at because they're about to build a wonder. And they don't want building a wonder to give coins to Silent. All right. With that, Tavern, yeah, Tavern was the right move. They already have enough clay. They don't need to try to do a monopoly against Silent for clay. Just let Silent build Colossus. It might not be too bad. Silent definitely going to take the clay reserve. The triple reserve moved. They got all three of the reserves in Age 1. That is a huge threat, huge discard ability. And Silent being able to... Oh, no, Silent's not going first now, yeah. It's Hassan's going first. They take the last one, which is a science. Maybe they're hoping to grab strategy. That is a strategy. Get just one science, but the science they need, I'll move my mouse here, that's the school back there in the top left corner. That's going to be a little difficult to grab. Silent Protest is not going to go first. They're eyeing the brewery. I think they can't get Circus. There's the Customs House, which would be a nice one to grab. So maybe Hassan takes the brewery at this point? No. We gotta look at the gods. That's the first thing you should look at. And right over there, you see where my finger's pointing? There's a god down there that was taken right in the beginning of Age 1, or placed in the beginning of Age 1. Hassan is going to take that one, I would guess. You always choose to make yourself start Age 2. Taking Raw, and then stealing a wonder. Which one? I think the S tier Knossos is the right move. Unless you were afraid of military Colossus, but there's just such a difference in tier level. I think Knossos is the right move. Now, each player has 2 Senate cubes out there on the board. So it's not like one side is like completely dominating. At this point in the game, I would guess it's going to come down to points because nobody's super dominating in Senate or science or military. All right. Silent is going to take the brewery, I would imagine, get some coins out of that. All right, I was right there. Let's see if I can do a high right streak. So I can break my hand here. Every finger up is one correct move. Hassan now, they are going to take they don't want their opponent to get a white senator playing in the light side of it, the politicians. So Hassan is going to Hassan's going to build that for 2 coins or discard it or use it to prepare a wonder. They're going to do something with that card. Sorry, to prepare a conspiracy. No, but they build it. And are they going to, with 1 Senate, to make it so that the militaries are not as cheap? I imagine. Yep. All right. So that's 3 correct moves there. A little vague on the second one, but all right. We're all looking at Gate to try to get Neptune. Silent is going to go for potentially just grabbing the Forum. That's going to be some huge amount of discard rate. Silent's in a tough position. They have no extra turns. They've never had extra turns in this game. They had a cool wonder, Knossos. That's been stripped of them. Alright, but this gets them the 2 Divinity Offering Token. What is that called? Offering Token? Yeah. You got the Offering -2. That's useful for something. And then the next turn when they discard, they could grab the gate. I think Hassan now is going to... I'm so close on my streak. I think the 5th correct move I'm going to guess is that they're just going to outright build the gate because they don't want to reveal the school. Right? No revealing the school to the opponent. No revealing new cards to the opponent. We now look to the gods. There is a possibility they do Hades. Nah, well, Get a science and try to go for science? Mm, no, because then they definitely don't get the gate. So grab the gate is the right answer. All right. No, no. Okay, so I lost my streak. They say, you know what? I actually want to make all the gray resources cost 1 coin or less. And now, this is crazy. Silent is going to discard so that they now can have the coins that they need to grab the gate. There's no reason for them to take Caravansary. They're set on the raw brown resources. Um, this is crazy. So they're going to discard something. I would imagine the right move is going to, or no, they're just going to. Uh, it's difficult. This is difficult. Do they just discard? Maybe they grab Hades and just get something nice from Hades. No, they're going to discard the Brickyard and just reveal 2 cards. No, okay, they prepare or they build the statue of Zeus, killing what? Wood? Probably kill wood. Yeah, yeah. Your opponent has too much as far as clay. It's not going to matter. So building that wonder makes it so that all of Hassan's wonders are not able to be built. That great library is back to being expensive. Um, now Hassan can choose to build the politician, and that's the middle politician for just only 1 cube though. Not that useful. And then reveal a card to silent. Or they can discard to try to be able to get the gate. I think they discard. Nope, I'm wrong again. Okay, so I don't like all this being wrong, but H2 is a tough one to analyze. They're going to place a senator in discounts for military. Yep, so now they are totally controlling the military side, making Silent have to pay 1 coin instead of 0 coins for their next move that they're going to make, which is to build the archery range for super cheap. Unless they were trying to get the gate, but I think they build the archery range for super cheap. That just makes sense, and then they can now get a cube out there. So they've got 3 cubes out there to 4 cubes. Hassan now 4 cubes out there, and we're mainly sticking with the middle and then the second chamber, which has the ability for getting coins per wonder built. So that did give some coins to Silent. That was an opportune time to build it, too. Next up, Hassan going to choose the... They can build the blue card, or they can... Why are we not discarding to try to get Neptune here? 3 plus 4 is not 7. They won't have enough with a single discard to get Neptune. Potentially they just discard, or they grab Astarte. Nobody wants to reveal anything now. They discard, okay. So they're at 7, very close to being able to get the gate. Silent would need 2 discards to be able to get the gate. So Hassan's closest. Um, Silent going to maybe discard the library. Or no, no, no. They're gonna build the sawmill to make it so the Great Library is just way too expensive. Yeah, build the sawmill. That's the right move. No? Why are we discarding the science? The opponent having a science is not too scary. 2 of 6 symbols. I guess Great Library could maybe get them another symbol. Alright, and then Hassan just immediately takes takes the sawmill and makes it so they actually have some wood in this game. So no monopoly there for wood. Wood's a fun one to have a monopoly with. That hurts all the strategies a little bit. It's not like clay where it's like, okay, good luck winning me in military. It's like a shield against military if you cut them off in clay. And then stone, of course, is like really difficult to win in points if you monopolize stone. All right, but wood hurts everything a little bit. Spread the love. Even sciences hurt a little bit. Um, Silent gonna go for. I think they could discard and then go grab the gate, but why not just take the senator right there? Take the senator. You get to place out 2 cubes. Take an extra turn for when you're taking the conspirators. So put one up there, and then maybe a second one up there. Or no, put an extra one on Senate 2, so that you guarantee getting a bunch of coins the rest of the game, because only one wonder has been built so far. You're going to have a free flow of income with the next 6 wonders that are going to be built of the 7 wonders in 7 Wonders Duel. Hassan going to discard the drying room and be able to get that 4 offering token. That's going to be pretty useful. All right, that's correct on that one. And then the reveal is not too bad. And then now they're going to be able to get the gate next turn. Silent knows that they are screwed on getting the gate. They're prepared for it. Basically getting similar to another political maneuver moved against them with well, not a full political maneuver, but yeah, I mean that's crazy that the conspiracy is powerful, more powerful than the actual god. There's not a placing cube and destroying cube and moving cube. There's just one or the other, based on the military tokens that are still out there. So now Silent is going to try to make a situation where taking the gate might be a bad move. So they're going to maybe discard. Um, Maybe they could really push in military, but they're doing fine in points. Maybe they just keep their point streak up. Hmm. I'm silent. What do I do? Um, I think I might build the barracks and just like really, really push for military, even though Minerva is out there, which is a game changer. Um, Maybe I put No, I'm not gonna buy Minerva. Uh, Maybe I discard for coins to make it so if you do build the gate, you're in trouble. I'm gonna say I discard the library or the laboratory for coins. Hades. Let's look at the discard pile now. Um, they get an extra turn. Silent gets an extra turn if they take Conspirator. That's the right move, I think. Yep. Taking the Conspirator, get the extra turn. Um, Before they lose it to Nisaba. Sorry, not Nisaba, Neptune. Oh, then they choose a conspiracy to grab. Oh, terrible. They grab from the top 2 and they put the other one remaining on the top of the deck. So this is one that switches the green cards or switches the blue cards, but not one with the other. That would be funny if you could say, hey, take this 3-point blue card and I'll take your science you needed. Now Silent gets a bonus turn, and now I think they discard the library. Oh, okay. They want to make sure they get all their goodness out of the things that they have, and even making it so Glassblower is sitting there out there for Hassan. It is like, hey, you could get this instead of taking the gate. Don't take the gate from me. It's cheap, I know, but don't do it, please. Only 8 coins for you. Then next, Hassan is going to take the gate, I imagine. Or maybe postpone and grab the, they could grab a science. They could grab, well, no, they have no way of getting the other science. So if they grab the laboratory, they're relying too much on getting the rest of the science in the rest of the game, plus a luck draw of the great library. That's not, science is out. Science is usually out. It's just normally out in this one. So I think the right move is to keep putting pressure on the political sphere and maybe discard for coins, but I think getting the gate would be good before any other benefits are taken. So they do get the gate, yeah, because Silent is just using all of the benefits they have, extra turns and coins for the the Great Lighthouse has been built already. Now Hassan, yeah, I think that Neptune is going to get taken. Of course, they put Neptune on the top for themselves. They had the choice with either putting Minerva out or um, no, they didn't have a choice. They knew what was on the top. So Neptune could have not even been in the game, and they would have known. But Silent would not have known. That's very interesting if you think about it. So Neptune does get taken. Um, and then they're going to just discard their own and their opponents, but leave a small chance of them being able to break one of their opponents. They're thinking I won't be able to push it all the way down to Silence Capital, but or anywhere close to it, but maybe I can get kind of in the middle of it where I knock out that final token. So I'll leave that one there for myself, and protect myself as well. And the destruction of an opponent's cube will be the one that, you know what? This is tough. Maybe they choose the one that gives extra turns for senators, even though there's only, I think, 3 more or 2 more um, of the conspirators out there. Extra turns for conspirators. I don't know my numbers. What type of Seven Wonders duelist am I? Is there 6? Are there 6 or are there 5? Well, there's not many left, so but let's say that they discard that one. So that's a loss of 1 point at least. Um, Yeah, not having the extra turn will be good when the flip happens, so that the silent doesn't grab both of them or have 2 turns. Both players 5 coins. That'll be difficult because each of them has 4 senators already, politicians and conspirators, and then the movement into that box. So they completely give up one of the boxes and say, "All right, like you can have it. I'm not going to win in political victory. You can just get the coins for the rest of the game in building these wonders, whatever." And that's just how it's going to be. You're going to have an influx of coins the rest of the game, but I'll get any extra turns from taking conspirators. That's Hassan's words to Silent at this point, and Silent, non-verbally, and then Silent is going to. When are we discarding the glass blower? I think it's now. I think right now discarding the glass blower. No, okay, taking blue card, the courthouse for 1 coin, and then Hassan going to. Mm, Hassan is going to build probably the conspirator and then discard the other, and they're going to grab a conspiracy from it because they know that they're not going to win in the Senate. Look at that. 3 in Senate Chamber 2. No way. 3 of silent protest cubes there. Now they're going to conspire once again, hopefully get some benefit from it, and then they're going to discard the other one, accepting that they will reveal the horse breeders and potentially lose in military. Oh, they're not even going to discard. They're going to use that to prepare. What is this? Oh, they're going to say I have raw. So I'm going to steal your Colossus unless you build it right now. Or not raw, extortion. Ooh, okay. So setting up for an extortion. That's going to be insane. All right. So with that, uh, let's just think here. What is the right move now? Thinking Silent is going to take the horse breeders, or they're going to build the Colossus out of fear, and then they'll get 2 coins from it. But horse breeders would be nice; they can really push in military, and then just say, "Ha! I call your bluff. You don't have extortion. I'll wait till age 3, and I'll get 3 coins for Colossus. You're not stealing my wonders, right?" See what Hassan's got. If they prepared it, so what are they gonna do? This is like a little bluffing game. And Hassan's going to discard Glassblower for 3 coins. Silent going to discard the dispensary. No, okay, discarding and revealing 2 blues, but both are cheap for them. They don't care. Sure, Hassan, you can take one of them. I'll take the other. That guarantees Silent getting one of them. Oh, but instead they go for Astarte. Straight up 7 points. Okay. That is interesting. Why did they choose to do that? Well, they chose to do that. Getting 7 points. Hassan says, I'm not paying 4 coins for that blue. Are you out of your mind? I'm going to discard it. Okay. Silent wanted to... Yeah, Silent wanted a start date. Now Silent is going to discard the dispensary. Yeah, discarding the laboratory got them the 7 coins they needed to convert that into 7 points. Converts 8 coins into 7 points. Actually, I think they used that offering token. So they've used their offering tokens, converted them into points. So now we're at 18 points plus the 7 from Astarte. Silent Protest going into the next stage, feeling pretty good. Like, hey, I've got a 20-point lead on my opponent. Almost, yeah, about. So you're not even counting the 5 points from the military. So the coins are about even. Military 5 points. Hassan's got 5 points. And then the rest of the points, 18 plus 7, are going to Silent Protest. Going into age 3 with over a 20-point lead, if you look at it, it's looking like Silent's got this game in the bag. Even though they don't have any extra turns. So crazy things could happen with extra turns in the next stage. You want to be careful about being even in military going into H3. You want to kind of secure a win there. So the time to fight is not in the beginning; it's towards the end of the game when everything is powerful and huge jumps can happen. Just with all the H3 cards, a military pawn in conflict pawn in the middle could move all the way to one side. So H3 is just crazy with that. So Silent is protecting themselves on all fronts. Military, they've got a single chamber completely covered, so they're not losing in political. Science, we're not even going to talk about science. And then points, they're up 20 points. Silent's got this game in the bag. Do we even need to continue? Hassan's going to, and they've got the income for the rest of the game from this degree chamber. So it's going to be cut and dry, game over. Wait, what do we have here? So insider influence. Hassan triggers insider influence. Oh my goodness. So they're going to obviously move Senate Chamber 2's ability to another chamber that they can totally control. making it so Silent Protest does not get the coins the rest of the game for the final 5 wonders that will be built in this game, which could be 15 points for the rest of the game, or 15 coins, sorry, for the rest of the game, equivalent to 5 points. That's going to be a huge difference in coins. With those coins, they can use those to build wonders. Not a game changer, but definitely a cool surprise. All right, so Hassan does that, and then from there, do they just build a wonder? I think they build Korea Julia, and then they get an extra turn, and then they get. Nah, you don't want to build Korea Julia right now. I think you wait. I don't know what that final conspiracy is, but we'll see. But they do build Korea Julia, and I wonder what the unprepared conspiracy is. So this is a double conspiracy turn. Espionage. Okay, espionage, and they grab strategy, maybe? Huh. Or they could just they can grab strategy via the school, but if they grab strategy now, then okay. If they grab strategy now, then they can. Well, we'll just see what they end up choosing. Okay, okay. Extra turns for Nosos, Great Library, and Pyramids. So they're gonna say, hey, the most powerful cards as far as points go are in Age 3. I might be able to have a shot at jumping back up in points. Tough luck, though. Tough luck. That'll be difficult. They do get the 2 coins because of the insider influence ability, and I think they want to push in military. I don't think they want to risk it and grab a strategy here with the school. Oh, taking another extra turn. Nice, nice. And then building the school. Right, right. Build the school, and then maybe get mathematics would be 6 points. Urbanism would be some coins. They need coins. Um, so those are the three that I'm looking at. Maybe masonry. Nah, because they're missing stone, so maybe masonry is the right answer. I'm gonna go with that. We'll say masonry. I'm 70% sure they take masonry. Um, build it, take masonry, or strategy, maybe, because they got 2 more extra turns in there. No, because Colossus is going to beat them with that. So, okay, strategy is a powerful one. They go for the strategy, fine. And if all works out, they could go for mathematics later on. But that is the Hail Mary move. They need Colossus not to be built. They need Minerva not to be built. Hassan's going to start this next stage. They place Minerva immediately, probably, so it makes it so Colossus is not useful. Yep, so they're going to grab Minerva, put the pawn right there, make it so Colossus is not useful at all, and then they're going to start building the rest of their wonders and make it so that their opponent doesn't even get to build Colossus. And then the rest of the game, they just hope and pray that they can get to the military that they need. Wow, a 4 push. That was for free too. Is remember Hassan's got the discount. So now it's crazy. Now, if Silent doesn't build that Colossus now, I think that might be a bad move. Silent's got to build Colossus ASAP. But do they use the Academy? Um, and then reveal a high point card? They're already winning in points. Why not have done that? Well, it doesn't matter because either way they would have ended up with this situation here where they're revealing a card. So why not reveal them now? Um, so Hassan's getting another extra turn with the conspirators, and they have the discount on military. So they're going to move it 3 down. This is a fight. Huge fight. They take the conspiracy, I would assume. Or they hope that this is a military. If that's a military, that's another push, and then they really push around. Let's see. Let's see. Hassan's going to place a cube down there, hoping it's a military. It's not, it's just extra coins, but still that's useful with only 2 yellow cards in Age 3. Maybe he discards 1 or 2 more times in Age 3. So that's a total of 4 coins that he'll get. But yeah, that would have been interesting if it was a one military pusher. And then the Siege Workshop taken by Hassan. right where we predicted the military was going to go. And then now, oh, silent protest triggering their conspiracy of coercion. And are they going to take um, the blue card? Sure. Okay, but they're doing that so that they can really move a cube. So where do they want to move a cube? The military. That is so smart. Moving the military one so that it's not going to be a free 8 coins. Yeah, because that would just be way too good of a move. Yeah, I will bet Hassan is wishing that they had doubled down on that one because 8 coins, they're not going to be able to grab that, and that's going to hurt. They need to discard right now, but even if they discard right now, they're not going to have the coins to be able to get the Praetorium, and that is going to really hurt them in their Hail Mary for military right now. Silent protest with coercion made the game, made it so that they can not fear military. Wow, 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 wow. And then Silent reveals it and says, haha, you can't build it anymore. If you had just not gotten greedy and placed it right here, then I wouldn't have been able to pull off that cool move for you. So good luck. You don't have Praetorium anymore. Bye bye. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then Hassan discards because they're hoping to be able to build a Praetorium. Nah, it's you should have discarded the Praetorium, I think. Why did they do that? Are they hoping that they would build another? They've given up, I think, at this point. They've said the one way I could win was the military. And is now okay, now they're giving up on military. They're thinking maybe I go uh, what are they hoping for? They're hoping to get um they can't overcome this Senate chamber with the rest of the cubes that are out there. They just don't have enough. All right. So silent protest doesn't fight in military? For shame. That was a surprise. So instead, just grabbing the Grand Temple. I mean, the points are like cut and dry. I think 8 points. Am I not counting the Senate well enough? I thought they were even in the Senate, but I guess not. So Senate's got a bunch of points. Astarte's got a bunch of points. Let's say those cancel out roughly. Military silence now losing. So 8 plus 2, 10 versus 22. I think silence got it with points still, but it's getting closer. So that's why they take a 5 point Grand Temple and they say, sure, if you want to build the Praetorium, I will build the the temple below it. Um, why are we not building the military? Is there something I'm missing? Oh, it's 8 whole coins. That's the problem. It's going to be way too expensive. So they say, I don't want you to build it or me to build it. I'm going to take the Great Library, build the Great Library, and hopefully get something cool out of that. So, okay. So, with that, San is going to. What do they get from the box? Okay. 4 points and coins. That's a nice one to have. That's a nice one to have. Now it's a fight for points. They're not going to even be able to build the 9 point or pyramids. It's 13 coins. Well, maybe they do actually. Maybe they find a reason to do that. Um, that would be an extra turn, benefiting off of theology, but 13 coins. Yeah, it's tough when you're losing in stone. You got a stone monopoly fully against you, and then from H1 cards, and then now you have an awesome pyramids 9 points when the game's going to come down to points, and you can't even build it because it's 13 coins. All right, so he constructs the Phoenician Grand Temple for 6 coins, thinking that there might be a possibility of winning it. Remember, Nisaba is still out there if they need to spend 4 coins or 7 coins for Hassan to offset the structure. And Silent just has the correct mythology tokens for the game. They're going to also build this one for free as well. No, no, sorry, Hassan's turn. So Hassan takes that, but Silent did take a 7-pointer. So now we're really focused on the points. It's coming down to points. Nobody's trying for military. Hassan's got 16. Silent's got 29 as far as raw points. And if one of them can sync the mathematics, or if Hassan can sync the mathematics, that would be a game changer. That would be 12 whole points. So now it gets really mathy. Like, how many hidden points do we look at? 2 plus a bunch of Senate. What are we looking at? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus. Yeah, so he's got a 5-point lead. Hassan's got a 5-point lead in the Senate. Um, Coins are not about even. I think Silence got 3 extra points in coins to Hassan. It's it's looking a little closer, but no, Silent just takes another 7-pointer. They're at 36 points to 16. Hassan does not have the resources to build a circus, which uses stone, and when you're getting the stone monopoly against you, the circus is not the move. Now, I think nobody wants to build Nisaba. Silent's just going to discard and say, whatever's face up, I don't care. I'm going to let you take whatever's left there. Maybe Silent takes the armory. Oh, even discarding the armory. So they said, all right, I'll discard for coins because right now 7 coins is worth more to me. The politician that they have, it's not enough to be able to. The remaining senators, the politician and the conspirator, not enough to overcome the Senate. It's just about points. Silent going to get free 5 points right there. Hassan going to maybe use Appian Way to get a bunch of extra turns. So Appian Way, they have the left Senate chamber, so they're going to get another extra turn. So they're going to do something cool with getting extra turns and getting some coins out of it, but it's not going to be enough. So 9, but really they get a 3-coin rebate from it. Stealing coins and then another 3-coin rebate. So then if they build the conspiracy, just placing out the token on there gets them 3 more points. They better place the token. Okay, place the token. They're not going to take a conspirator because it's the end of the game. They're going to discard for coins, so they get 6 coins from it, so that's a 2-point jump. But still, these points are not even going to be close, I'm imagining. All right, so Grand Temples versus Grand Temples. Hassan's got a 7-point up on that. Starte gets 7 points. Yeah, 41 to, or sorry, 50 to 62. It wasn't a close game at the end. Is like 12-point difference, but yeah, I mean, the Silent entered to age 1 or age 3 with like a 20-point lead, so it didn't change much, right? And Silent was able to defend well and just gave 10 of those 20-point leads. Um, yeah, it's just if you can go into age 3 with the point lead and not being worried about politically or militarily, like Silent had it set up to be, it just ended it right there. At that point in age 2, that was a cool move that Hassan did, moving the the insider influence, using insider influence to move the power. That was cool, a little cool move there. But in the end, if you've got somebody who's doubled down on one Senate area, it's going to be hard to take it away from them. And taking away the ability of that Senate chamber does not actually take away that Senate chamber. So all in all, great game. Thank you so much, Silent, for sending this to me. My gosh, we spent an hour on this video, but I'm gonna post it anyways. Let's do this. Send me more Games, please, everybody, and I'll get around to reviewing them. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye.